Hey, this is Glenn. Welcome to another episode of Difficult Questions. This one, why be a step parent? I was listening to some social media single moms, and they're looking for love or companionship or partnership, and they have a young child that they're taking care of. And there's this realization that men don't want to be stepdads. I was a stepdad for 10 years. And so I thought, this got me thinking. It got me thinking about my experience. And I thought maybe I have something to share. So really, everything can vary. Everything can vary on if the bio parent is a good parent or a bad parent or an absent parent. And it can also vary on the in-laws. Are they good in-laws? Are they supportive in-laws? Are they bad in-laws? But what I found is if you are not doing it for the kids, then don't do it. I got into it I got married for, I would say, not the right reasons. But what I quickly realized was that I had a duty, and my duty was to not mess up the kids. So for 7 years of a marriage, 10 years knowing the kids, my whole goal was to not mess up the kids. And I had the best of situations. I had kids that were awesome. I had a bio dad that was an amazing bio dad. He actually had main custody. I had in-laws that were super kind and welcoming and great family people. So that's the best that you could give. But my relationship with the kids was always kind of tenuous for me and for them. I never exactly knew how much emotion to buy into and how much they wanted me to buy into them. The younger one was 5 when I met her, and the older one was 9. And the older one had a longer time knowing that he had lost a nuclear family. And I think that's what is really important to realize is kids had nothing to do with the breakup, and their whole life is just kind of demolished. So for me, the older kid, we had some difficulties kind of bonding, but I just tried to be cool. The younger one and I really got along. She really kind of more accepted me, and we had a better time together. But I remember at one point we were walking along and it was a busy street. She was 5 and she held my hand because little kids, cities, safety, security. And she said, "You feel like my dad." And I had no idea how to respond to that because she had a dad. She lived with a dad. Could she accept my 2 dads? Could I accept being a 2 dad? And when I got divorced, the kids apparently told my ex-wife, they said, "Aw, we liked Glenn," which made me confident that I didn't mess up the kids. Because I think that's really the goal. But it was really hard figuring out what your place was. I always said that I was the best Glenn I could be. I was kind of the help, right? I said I had all the responsibility and none of the authority. That whole "you're not my real dad" thing, that's true. And especially if your real dad is a real good dad that you spend most of your time with. So every time that I'm around, I'm just Glenn. And I just tried to be cool, and I just tried to be supportive. The family dynamic of what I wanted and how I wanted the family to work, yeah, that was never going to happen because the kids are bonded to mom first and mom is bonded to the kids first. I'm second. I'm always second. I am just an attachment to help them live the life that they want to lead. And that's a hard task. Like, that's just duty. That's just you being a good person to be a good person. And I couldn't do it forever. My marriage wasn't something that I liked. And I just couldn't be second banana for the rest of my life. I couldn't do it. And I had the best of everything. So if you are a replacement, you're going to have a very different dynamic than I had, right? You're going to have a different dynamic if the in-laws are different. I have heard that the Brady Bunch scenario is the best, where each parent has a kid from someone else. And so there's kind of this equal buy-in to having this separate family, but then this together family. When it's one-sided, when you are single and you just insert yourself into an existing family dynamic, I think that gets really more difficult. But I don't know. Should people be step parents? What is the advantage? What is the duty? We have so many messed up kids. I've been trying to solve homelessness since 2010. We just keep making more homeless. So at some point, society's duty is to not mess up the kids. Should you just decide, hey, I don't want any kids of my own. I need to go find someone that could utilize my talents and respect me, and then I'll help raise those kids? Or are you underselling yourself? Should you try to raise your own family? I personally didn't want children. I don't want children. And I never want to be a stepdad again. I don't like being a second-class citizen. I don't like being the help. So for me, the single life is the best life. But apparently for a lot of single moms, the single life is not the best life. But if you're a single mom, what do you offer to that man that's going to be a step parent to your child? Or if you're a single dad, what do you offer to that woman that's going to be a stepmom to your child? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Thanks.